Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. As you were walking home from your job, a group of men started harassing you. They were catcalling you and making lewd comments, and you felt uncomfortable and scared. Suddenly, you felt someone's arm around your waist and turned to see Scaramouche, your lover, standing beside you. Is there a problem here? He asked, his tone laced with a threat. The man looked at him and sneered. What's it to you, pretty boy? One of them spat. Scaramouche's grip on your waist tightened. She's with me, and I don't appreciate you making her uncomfortable. The man backed off, realizing they were no match for Scaramouche. He walked you home, his arm still protectively around you. Are you okay? He asked, concern etched onto his face. You nodded, feeling safe with him. Thank you for protecting me. He leaned in, kissing you softly. Always, my love. Always. Kazuha? You and Kazuha had been strolling through the city when a group of men started catcalling you. You tried to ignore them, but they continued to get closer and more aggressive. Hey, baby. Why don't you come over here and give us a smile? One of them leered. Kazuha tensed up beside you, and you could feel his protective instincts kick in. Leave her alone, he growled, stepping in front of you. The men laughed and continued to taunt you both, but Kazuha stood his ground, his hand on the hilt of his sword. You want a piece of us, pretty boy? One of them sneered, taking a step forward. Kazuha drew his sword with a smooth, practiced motion. I would suggest you leave before I make you regret your decisions. The men backed off, grumbling insults, but Kazuha remained alert until they were out of sight. You okay? He asked, turning to you with a concerned expression. You smiled at him, grateful for his protection. Thanks to you, I am. Kazuha's face softened, and he pulled into a warm embrace. I will always protect you, my love. Albedo. You and Albedo were walking through the busy streets of Mondstadt, enjoying each other's company. And as you walked, you noticed a group of men eyeing you up and making inappropriate comments. You tried to ignore them and keep walking, but they continued to follow you, getting closer and closer. Albedo could sense your discomfort and stepped in front of you, shielding you from their advances. Is there a problem here? He asked, his voice calm and steady. The man laughed and continued to make vulgar comments, but Albedo stood his ground, his eyes cold and menacing. I suggest you leave us alone, he said, his tone warning them to back off. The men hesitated for a moment before finally turning away, muttering under their breath. Albedo turned to you, concern etched onto his face. Are you okay? He nodded, feeling safe and protected in his arms. Thank you, he whispered, blushing. Always, Ryan. Don't doubt it for a moment, he replied, pulling you close and placing a gentle kiss on your forehead. I will always protect you, no matter what. Tighnari. As you were walking home from work, you couldn't shake the feeling that someone was following you. You quickened your pace, but the footsteps behind you only grew louder. Hey there, beautiful, a man called out, his voice dripping with sleaze. You turned around to see a tall, muscular man leering at you. Your heart sank when you realized that you were in trouble. Before you could react, Tighnari appeared out of nowhere, standing between you and the man. His eyes blazed with fury as he faced off against the would-be attacker. Get lost, Tighnari growled, his voice low and menacing. The man sneered, but Tighnari's sheer presence seemed to intimidate him. He backed off, muttering curses under his breath. Tighnari turned to you, his expression softening as he took you into his arms. Are you okay? He asked, concern etched onto his face. You nodded, tears streaming down your face. You couldn't believe how lucky you were to have Tighnari by your side. I won't let anyone hurt you. Trust me on that, he said, kissing you gently on the forehead. You knew he meant it, and that made you feel safe and loved in a way you never thought possible. Xiao, you were walking down the streets of Liyue. Enjoying the peaceful atmosphere when suddenly you felt someone's hand on your shoulder. You turned around to see a stranger who looked like he was about to cause trouble. Hey, pretty lady, why don't you ditch the sky and come with me? I'll show you a good time, the stranger said, trying to pull you towards him. Before you could even react, you felt a sudden gust of wind, and the stranger was thrown back several feet. You turned to see Xiao, your lover, standing behind you, his eyes filled with rage. Touch her again, and you won't live to regret it, Xiao said, his voice cold and menacing. The stranger, realizing he had messed with the wrong person, quickly ran away. He turned to Xiao, feeling grateful and safe in his embrace. You don't have to worry about anyone. No one will bother you while I'm around. I promise, Xiao said, his voice softening as he wrapped his arms around you. You looked up at him, seeing the fierce protector that he was, and felt a warmth spread through your body. You knew you were in good hands with Xiao by your side, and that thought alone turned you on. Venti, you're walking through the city with him, enjoying a lazy afternoon together. Suddenly, a group of drunk men approach you, leering and making lewd comments. You feel scared and embarrassed, wanting to just get away, but Venti stands tall in front of you, despite his stature. Hey, leave her alone, he says firmly, his voice carrying authority. The men start to back off, but one of them takes a swing at Venti. Quick as lightning, Venti dodges and lands a punch to the man's gut. The others scatter, running away from the scene. Venti turns to you, concern visible on his face. Are you okay? I didn't mean for things to get violent. You nod, feeling grateful for his protection. Thank you, Venti. I feel so much safer with you around. He smiles, pulling you close. I'll always protect you, my love. No one will ever hurt you while I'm here. You feel your heart swell with love for this gentle yet fierce man, and lean into his embrace, feeling safe and loved.